7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Manchester
1,
United have
0.
reached the promised land.
Yes, good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sam here, live, United People's TV. It's Wednesday, the 26th of October. Tomorrow we play Sheriff, and tomorrow it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo will play against Sheriff at Old Trafford. Ronaldo back in training after clear the air talks with Erik ten Hag. The line has been drawn in the sand. The conversations have been had. Ronaldo was dropped. Ronaldo was correctly punished for just walking out against Spurs, but Ten Hag has handled it. I'm going to speak about this morning about Ronaldo returning to training, about Erik ten Hag's handling of it, and also Fergie. I've only heard Fergie speak once about Erik ten Hag in public on camera. I'm going to pull it up, and there's one word that he used, and I think you might know what that word is. But if you don't, I'm going to remind you of it. But good morning to everybody down here in the comments. Who's down here? Christian, I can see you down there. Good morning on Ian Cartwright on Facebook. Pete K782, I can see you there. Nino Mancy, Bebo Fett. Not Boba Fett, Bebo Fett. Dylan, good morning to you. And I can see you there. Josh, as always. Rotham, Harun, Josiah, Regan, Chinmay, Alex, one of the OGs of the channel now. Charlie Hughes, I can see you there, buddy. Ricky Thompson, loads of you down this morning. Loads of new names there as well. I suppose that's because we've got such generous dudes. Honestly, I said it before the stream went live. It is the best community out there, man. It's a genuine community. I'm really looking forward to launching the merch into the community. I'm looking forward to doing more things for the community. I'm trying to figure out new ways to make these shows even more engaging and interactive. Might be starting to do word clouds quite soon, but I want to make sure I get those right before I launch. But yeah, we've spoken about Ronaldo every day, haven't we? Every day we've spoken about Ronaldo. I drew a line under the Keane conversation. I said that's the last time I kind of want to look backwards. That's the last time I want to talk about everything. Like there was a video released yesterday, which I got tagged in on Twitter. And I'm surprised it took that long to be released, actually. It was a video of what actually happened between Ten Hag and Ronaldo on the bench. Like, given it's Old Trafford, there's cameras everywhere. I'm surprised it took that long for this video to come out, but it came out, and it was Ten Hag telling Ronaldo to come on, so Ronaldo waving the finger, then going and standing down in front of the dugout, then walking off after doing a bit of training, a bit of warming up, sorry. But it doesn't matter. None of that matters anymore because Ronaldo is back in training. Ronaldo returns to the team yesterday. Lucian saying, I love you, Ronaldo conversations. You just can't stop it, mate. It's almost like the story is continuing to develop every single day. Yesterday, Ronaldo wasn't back in training. He was frozen out. Today, he's back in training. So I will speak about it. I won't ignore the news, and I will give my opinion on it because that's what happens here on the channel. Big up to you, Eddie Springman. See you there watching. I think you're the man from Milwaukee, I think. I remember. I try and remember anyway. But Ronaldo's back in training. Andy Mitten was commenting on the situation, said Ronaldo and Erik ten Hag have been in constant dialogue. He trained today with the first team and could well play on Thursday versus Sheriff and their deputy manager. I'll speak about that. We spoke about this on the Talk of the Devils yesterday, and this is what I said. I said Ten Hag and Ronaldo have cleared the air, talked it through, and now we move forward. We've got 6 games left until the World Cup. Let's see what happens. And I said, look, Ten Hag has handled this excellently and will have gained a lot of respect from the players. No player is above any rule. And I've spoken about this in quite a lot of detail, and I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow at lunchtime. Sometimes, or quite a lot of the time actually, on game days during the week, I don't do a video during the day. But I want to do one tomorrow because I tell you what, I'm pig sick of these ex-United players who I've got a lot of admiration for. A ton of admiration for. But Roy Keane, Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes to a certain extent. I'll do it in the video tomorrow because I want to make sure I articulate my words properly. But it's just pissing me off because you know what, right? I'm going to go to this and I'll show you this now. This is from the Manchester Evening News saying the Manchester United squad has been impressed by Erik ten Hag's handling of this Cristiano Ronaldo situation. And there's a video that I remembered. So a video that I've pulled in, I'm going to put into this now. This is Sir Alex Ferguson when he was asked about Erik ten Hag when the news broke, or actually maybe it was just after he was appointed, and it's the only time I remember seeing Fergie on camera speaking about Ten Hag. And what's the one thing that Fergie said that Erik Ten Hag had to do?
What about Erik? Is Erik going to work the oracle and turn the tide?
Erik? The new manager? Well, I hope he does well, because the club needs someone to get in control, you know, and I hope he does well, yeah.
I hope he gets control of the club. Control. It's the one thing that Erik Ten Hag has done here. And that's the thing that irks me about all the reaction I'm seeing. Like Rio Ferdinand, I know he gave a far more nuanced and actual full conversation about why he disagreed and agreed with it. But Rio's trying to say that, oh, I don't think that Ten Hag's communicated it with him. Everything that we've seen from Ten Hag is that he's an excellent communicator. Look how this team is playing. This is a team that looked like headless chickens last year. He's obviously very good at getting a message across in training and people understanding what he wants. Why would that be any different in terms of the communication with Ronaldo? It's making strange assumptions, and it's pissing me off, because I think what Ten Hag has done, what Ten Hag is doing, really is fantastic. He is getting control. I'm going to play that video one more time for you. It's what Fergie said the new manager needed.
What about Erik? Is Erik going to work the oracle and turn the tide?
Erik? The new manager? Well, I hope he does well, because the club needs someone to get in control, you know, and I hope he does well, yeah.
He needed to get in control. He got in control of this Ronaldo situation and he got ahead of it. But now, let's move forward, right? That's what I want to do. I love Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the greatest Man United. He's the greatest player I've had the privilege of watching play for Manchester United. But he's been an absolute dick this season. He's been a dick. Anybody who doesn't want to admit that, cool. Then you're blinded by your sentiment of old, which I know some people are. I'm not. I'm able to separate them. Ronaldo's been a dick so far. But if these are good, right? If Ronaldo leaves in January, and look, he's not going to be going back to Sporting Lisbon. This is Sporting's boss saying, look, Ronaldo's a United player. Everybody in Sporting dreams of the return of Ronaldo. We don't have the money to pay his wages. That's the big issue. It's kind of why Ronaldo is still here. But all of that aside, Ronaldo, man, let's get back to your best. This is your time now. Let's put everything to one side, and I will do this. I'm fine with it. I think that he's been served his punishment. I think that Ten Hag has dealt that punishment out. They've had a conversation about it. Everything is now. It feels like it was probably bubbling up to this point. You know, when certain people don't speak about an issue and all of a sudden it's just like under the surface, and it just explodes out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck? Out of nowhere, like arguments you have in relationships. That's kind of what happened with Ronaldo storming off. But that's now, it's like the pressure, it's like the kettle's been opened and it's all the boiling water's just steamed out. Now let's move forward. We've got 6 games left until the World Cup. And I want to see the best of Ronaldo because, ladies and gents, this might be the last time we ever see Ronaldo in the United shirt. These next 6 games. And you know what we desperately need right now? Somebody who can fucking score goals. And we're looking at the greatest goal scorer of all time right there. I'm willing to just look. I think it's been dealt with. I think it's been dealt with maturely by Ten Hag. Ronaldo's accepted his responsibility. He came out with a bit of a half-assed apology that wasn't really an apology. And that's kind of a separate conversation. But let's move forward. Next 6 games, man. Ronaldo, start banging them in. Let's see it. That's what I want to see anyway. I'll have a conversation about you. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I've learned more about this team from you than any pundit or personality. Thank you, mate. Tyrell, I really appreciate that. And I hope people do. I try to be as sort of informative as I possibly can without... Sometimes my opinion comes through, but I try to stay as level-headed as possible. And as I said, the thing that always drives my content, every single piece of content I ever do, I want what is best for Manchester United. That's always what I try. That is the fundamental core of United People's TV. There's no point. That's why fan channels have such a bad reputation, because a lot of fan channels have misrepresented their clubs. They're used as tools by other fans to point and laugh at their football club. And that's the last thing I've ever wanted United People's TV to be. I'm going to go down here and see what you're saying in the comments. Mistakes were made. Apologies said. Let's move on. That's exactly what I'm saying there. You feel Man United is getting better and better. I hope Ronaldo's going to step up and be the big striker again. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. I want Ronaldo to demonstrate, I'll show you an attitude blazer. You know what? Imagine Cristiano Ronaldo last night sitting at home watching the Champions League and watching Messi absolutely tear it up. What has he got? 2 goals and 2 assists last night for PSG. 7-2 winners. Was it over Maccabi Haifa? He must have been pissed. He must have been fuming sitting there watching that. Stephen, look, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't go anywhere near that. Look, the air's been cleared. I'm not going to say. There's no way that I'm going to go there and say I'm going to be disappointed if Ronaldo starts tomorrow. I want Ronaldo now, between now and the end, to smash it. I think the fact that I think the boiling point has been reached. That was the crescendo. And it was either at that point that Ronaldo's going to say to Ten Hag, you know what? Fuck you. I want to start every week. If I'm not starting every week, I'm gone. And that would have been the end of Ronaldo. And it would have been such a bad exit that it really would have tarnished his Manchester United status with fans. But Ten Hag grabbed control of it, took control of it, and still has control of it. Ronaldo is back in training because he's walked back into Carrington. He said, sorry, Erik, won't do that again. Can I come back? He didn't actually say that, but you know what I mean. He's apologized. It's been accepted. And now we move on. And I think if Ronaldo's looking at what Messi did yesterday, that must make the fire burn bright inside him. And that's the big thing down there, Steve. It's something I said in the title of the video. It's absolutely true. Ronaldo's ego has been one of the driving forces behind his success. But Ronaldo's got to realize now, at certain points, you know, what got you here won't get you there. I've said that before. And that same logic can be applied to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's whole career, he's been the focal point. He's been the man. Build your team around me and we can win Champions Leagues. I'll win the Ballon d'Or. You're not that dude anymore. And United is not that team anymore. Ronaldo has to, as Maurice says down there, he's got to find his rhythm and his form before the World Cup. And Ronaldo has to accept that slightly different version of himself and then try to be the best version of that version of Ronaldo. It might be slightly different. It's like there's different Ronaldos at different points in his career. When he was at United the first time, he came with like sweaty, noodly hair and spots from when he just joined from Lisbon. He came and he grew into this mature, big presence. But he was a tricky winger at that point. He was somebody who drove past players. Then he went to Real Madrid and he goes, you know what? I'm kind of wasting my time running around. I may as well just stay in the box. Became the most lethal goal scorer of all time. Different sort of Ronaldo. The Ronaldo we need to see now has to be a different Ronaldo to those two Ronaldos. A different version of it. Not necessarily worse, just a different version of it. And if he can accept that role and use it, then there is, of course, a place for the fucking greatest goal scorer of all time. I saw a video yesterday. If Ronaldo didn't score a single goal from this point onwards, Haaland would have to score 46 goals per season for the next 17 seasons, 16 seasons to match Ronaldo's record. Some bonkers like that. Whatever it is, it's a lot of goals. Vicky, you're saying, Sam, do you think Ronaldo regrets looking at money and Fergie for choosing United? Yeah, I think he does to a certain degree. Of course he does. He would have won the title with City last year. I think we kind of be foolish to say that. What you're saying down here, Jamil, I think he is only 4 or 5 days in a United shirt. I'm guessing he main games. Let's support him. Until then, let's not be like Ronaldo and turn our backs on him. We love the club more than the man. Tomorrow could be the turning point, says Anthony. Alex, appreciate that, man. I've tried to be impartial, but I'll tell you what, I got swept up in it at some point. I mean, look, you saw me earlier this season. I did a video on Ronaldo when I I had my boiling point where it sort of overflowed a little bit. I started calling out some fans. And I was saying, if you support Ronaldo at this point ahead of the club, I have to question your status as a United fan. And I thought I kind of went a little bit too. I did definitely go too far at that point. Sorry, I think someone's talking down here. There might, of course, there is. Alex, man, you really are just like the gentleman of all gentlemen. Andy Weatherall, you joined as a squad member. Let's see there, buddy. But Alex is up there gifting 10 memberships out. What an absolute don. Every day, pretty much. It's ridiculous. I can't wait till the merch launches. When the merch launches, Alex, I'm definitely sending you a couple of things. You heard it here first. Who are the lucky 10 today? Mail Stormy, Scallywag Step. I like that username. Stephen Berry, you've been gifted one. Top Dog, Robert Fresh, Stephen Broadhurst, Nev Lewis, Jay Leo, Jack the Ripper. Hopefully not. Jamie Lord. All of you have been gifted memberships. Congrats to all of you. I have to say big thank you to Alex. Top Dog down there saying thank you very much. And Stephen Broadhurst, you're saying thank you very much. Scallywag Step. I really like the username. You're saying, I think Ronaldo is an impact player at 20 minutes now. He is. That's the truth, right? Ronaldo can massively impact games. Just I don't think across a course of 90-minute period. I think he'll start against Sheriff. Because it's Sheriff. We're at home at Old Trafford. That's a game. Look, right. I've said this so many times. At some point, it will click, and at some point, Manchester United will be scoring 4 or 5 goals in a game. Come on. Their managers literally walked out 2 days before the game. I'm pretty sure they're rock bottom of the group. We're at home at Old Trafford. We're in cracking form. United on Thursday, go for it. I want that game on Thursday to be the 5-0. I want that game on Thursday. Boom. Ronaldo bagging a hat-trick. Let's bury the bad news. Let's move forward. Let's get Ronaldo back among the goals. And let's head into these last 6 games before the World Cup and just tear it up, man. Tear it up. We've had huge games recently. Spurs and Chelsea. We had Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. Liverpool a couple of weeks before that. And City in between as well. Now we've got some decent fixtures. Let's go and absolutely smash it, man. That's what I want to see United do. Alex, you're not wrong there. Gungshi and Warren, you're definitely both getting it too. Everybody who's gifted memberships, I'm definitely going to be sending out some free merchandise to all of you as my thank you going back to you. Because I think someone else, my God, mate, it's amazing. Yeah, honestly, this is, I'm not sure. Yeah, this community is just unreal. Ricky Thompson, you've gifted 10, and Oliver, you've gifted 5 as well. I'm going to keep all your names down because I'm definitely sending some free merch out to all of you. Let me read out the lucky 15 down here. Jeez, I can't read that name. Sheten Butia, Usti, Classics TV, El Runio, Del Santos. I like that name. Invest Talks, slightly less enjoyable name. Free Guy, Prabhu Muthu Sami, Zain Ali, Uthkrist Narayan. There you go, mate. David Freeman, Sig Renarsson, Andre Van Leeuwen. You've been gifted one by Oliver. Kelechi Nzia, Aaron Kerr. You've been gifted one as well. My God, all of you. All of you. It's amazing. It really, really is. Kev, it's not. It's the community, man. I might be the sort of the face of it, but you're all the heartbeat of it, and it's amazing going forward. And I'm looking forward to actually. If anybody here has more ways that you think, all right, Sam, I've got an idea to make this more interactive. This could be good for the community. You let me know. Slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram. I take all ideas on board. I really do. We've got the Telegram community that I've launched and set up. I've got the merchants launching quite soon. I'm going to try and think of new ways to bring new elements of interactivity to the shows, like word clouds. I think that'll be a cool way. But I'm sure there's more stuff I can do as well. My God, Stu, you're down here. It is, mate. Big up. This, I tell you what, and this, I think this reflects as well. Stu Backer, you absolute lads, all of you, or ladies. It just kind of shows where United are at the moment. Because of this, man. The vibe around the club is fantastic. It really, really is. And I think just everybody feeling generous enough to give memberships is a bit reflective of that. Craig Plunkett, you're lucky enough to get one from Stu. Jim Bomsey, you've joined as a member as well. Rory C, Jitsu Kaldrogo, and Kalule Ibrahim. And Life of Nivog. All of you. All of you. Fantastic. Woo. Woo! Can't start my day without you. Mate, big up to you, Piet. Big up to every single one of you. Now, look, let's go over and let's head towards the training photos from yesterday. Because there's a few players returning from injury, and there's one that I think will put a smile on some of your faces, and let's have a conversation about him. There's Erik Ten Hag looking pensive. Man, I love Erik Ten Hag. I love what he's doing. There's Fred and Anthony having a conversation. Stevie McLaren. I'll tell you what I need to do, actually. I need to speak to his son, Josh, again. You remember I had Josh on the podcast about, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago? Something like that. We had a conversation about Steve's early return to Manchester United, how it's been, X, Y, Z. I want to have a conversation with Josh again to see what the next thing is, because it's been a long time since, and it would be nice to hear from the inside what's going on. Mate, even Jim, you've just joined in. Everyone's getting free merch now. I'm going to be skinned. Jim, you just gifted 5 to Beaver Knight, to Zayn Ali, to Eddie Springman. Eddie, you've got one. There you go. I know you were begging one in the comments. No one begged for free memberships, by the way. I do get a little bit frustrated about that. It's the generosity of people when it goes out at random. Don't ask for one. But you've luckily got one. Lawrence Whelan, Toomey, Masidi, amazing. All of you. Stop it. I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm joking. Don't stop it. Raining memberships is here, and it's not even Christmas, mate. I tell you what, the Christmas giveaways we're going to have to do on this channel are going to be spectacular. Really, I'm going to have to do some serious Christmas giveaways. So make sure you subscribe to United People's TV if you are new. And all the members, by the way, let me drop the link to the actual Telegram here. This is the Telegram community, right? This isn't just for members. This is for everybody, right? This is for everybody. But for all the members who have just joined, after this stream, go to the YouTube community tab. So if you go on United People's TV YouTube page, click the community tab and look in there. Because in there, there'll be a link, a separate link to the one I've just given you. And that will take you to the members only group. And I want all of there's so many members joining there today. I want all of you to join in. Ricky Thompson. I mean, that would be a decent one. Josh, I can see you down there as well. PS5. I'll do a decent giveaway. All right. For sure, I'll do a decent giveaway. Not sure what it is yet, but I'll get one done. And maybe, I don't know, I might just do it for members only because there's so many of you now. And it's fantastic. Kieran, you joined as a member as well. Lovely to see you down there. But yeah, look, Steve, I think I might speak to Josh. Try and get him back on the podcast soon. See how he's getting on. Can I just do this? One sec. This has got to be done. That's the worst heart ever. It looks more like an arse. Yes. Man. Lisandro Martinez. God, I love that dude. I really, really love that dude. Nick's saying this stream is basically calling out the names of receivers and gifts of membership. Good lads in it. Mate, look, it's good lads, good ladies, everyone. It's a very inclusive relationship. Maybe it's a relationship as well. It's a very inclusive community. Yes, man, get part of it, man. You're missing out if you're not. But Martinez, I honestly, I cannot tell you how excited I am to do the video calling out Jamie Carragher. I just haven't done it yet. Haven't done that. I'm waiting for the perfect moment. And when that perfect moment arises, I can't wait to do that. But Martinez, of course, he'll be starting on Thursday like everyone else is. Now, Harry Maguire. I'll tell you what, Harry Maguire looks like he's been working hard. I'll give him that. He looks physically ready. Harry Maguire is a player who, wow. Geez. I've slated Maguire more than anybody else. Suman saying, just kiss Martinez. I know you want to. Well, we spoke to Sammy, didn't we? On the podcast this week. He literally did kiss. He literally did kiss Martinez. Apparently he's got the softest hair in the world. Mate, absolute man crush. Absolute man crush. Why not? Maguire, look. Varane is injured. I don't think we'll see Varane before the World Cup now. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. You can't really see Maguire. Whoop. There he is. Now, Harry Maguire, as I said, is a player who I really have slated. Hey, Craig, you're spot on. I swear to God, I cannot wait to see the celebration when this happens. Martin, you saw the celebration, what he did when Casemiro's bagging one in against Chelsea in the last minute at Stamford Bridge. Imagine what happens if Martinez scores one. Man United fan, you joined as well. Let me know where you're watching from. Any post I see about Martinez, basically every performance right now. Every performance right now is just fantastic from Martinez. Softest hair in the world. Honestly, it really was a funny podcast yesterday. I'm really glad that I reached out to Sammy. I'm really glad that he came on. And that's the sort of content I want to do more of. It's kind of authentic, genuine United content that I think can, I think you can enjoy. But Maguire, if Varane's out, we might be seeing Maguire start on Thursday. If he's fit to start and he's been working behind the scenes, you might get an opportunity. Well, Maguire might get an opportunity to start. And if he gets it, he's got to take it. You've got to take it. There's Ronaldo back in training again as well. And there's another couple of people back in training. Let's quickly move on to those photos because let's have a conversation about this. Jibak, you're saying, look, Maguire always works hard. His weaknesses are his pace and his lack of awareness. Neither is coachable, which is why I don't think he can turn it around. I suppose the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? Because I tend to semi-agree with you, but I do agree with you. I said at the very beginning of the season, I said I don't really see how Harry Maguire plays in the Ten Hag system with a high line because the pace just gets exposed. Martinez has got weaknesses. He's 5'9", but he's worked so hard on being athletic to compensate for that it's not really a weakness. Mo Salad, good question. They're saying, is there a TikTok account? I've got a TikTok account, but I'm so busy. Look, if there's anybody here, I've already spoken to a few people, and I've not published this as role specifically yet. I'd love to start doing stuff on TikTok, short videos. I'm crap at short videos. I really am. If there's anybody here who wants to help get involved, if somebody can help me grow the TikTok account, I will happily pay you for your time. So if anybody wants to reach out, opportunity is there because Mo, you've left a comment there. And why not? But yeah, look who's back and fit. We've got Wan-Bissaka and we've got, let me get a little circle there. We've got Wan-Bissaka, of course. And then we've got Donny van der Beek. Donny's back. What do you think? Is there a chance that Donny comes back through? Is there one more chance for Donny at Manchester United? I question whether there is. I think we've questioned whether he is. I don't know, man. Feels a bit odd with Donny. Feels like I'm kind of done with it. But maybe he's just been injured for a long time. Maybe he will just I don't know, come back through. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Eddie, you're saying, I wish Donny had a chance. I mean, he's had chances. Give us all jobs, says Matt. Multi-level marketing. That's what I should do. Just employ all of you. But yeah, on a serious note, honestly, if there's anybody that understands, has experience inside short form content like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook Reels, I am looking for someone. I just haven't published the job yet. So if anybody jumps in and gets in early and impresses me, there will be a paid position there. All right, because I know it's something I need to do. I'm crap at short videos. It's something for, I suppose, a little bit of a younger generation. I'm not that old, but I just enjoy longer form content than short form. That's why I'm crap at it. Beaver Knight, you are a lucky man. You are a lucky man indeed. You're just going to live off the gifts. To be fair, there's so many gifts going around. You probably could live off the gifts. Look, Donny van der Beek. Donny knows, of course, the Ten Hag system as good as anybody. He has his big chance to prove himself. Hopefully, he uses it. And I think Bruno Fernandes playing as well as he has is kind of keeping him out of the team a little bit. But look, Wan-Bissaka's there as well. Out of all the players, Maguire, Van der Beek, and Wan-Bissaka is probably the one I would just dismiss the most. And I'm sorry, Aaron. It's just, I just really do not think there's any chance of him fitting inside this system. I just cannot see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Wan-Bissaka will come back from injury. I'll be like, wow, look at that. I don't think it will be. I think Maguire's got a chance of doing that and surprising me. Not that big a chance, but I think he's got a chance. And I think Donny's, of course, got a chance. But Wan-Bissaka, yeah, I just don't really see it. Just don't really see it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Linton, you're saying you hope Donny kicks on. And Omar, you're saying Donny will probably be given 20, 30 minutes. That's fine. If he's completely fit and he's ready, then I think Donny van der Beek will get some minutes against Sheriff. And I think he will. I'm I was about to say, I'm going to let you all guess down here in the comments. But like, that's a dangerous game. I'm 33, so I'm not exactly old. But TikTok is the first social media that I've looked at and gone, what the fuck is going on? I've understood all social media because I've grown up with them all. But TikTok is the one I look at and go, nah, that's not for me. But it's for a lot of the younger generation, so I definitely need to start doing more of it. What we're moving on to next, let's have a look. Mark, you joined as a member there. Let me know what you're watching from, buddy. I'll give you a shout out. Oh, 135. Look, man, great moisturizer. I'm a modern man. Moisturizing, baby. It's important. Seriously. Moisturize. Donny's underrated, says Ruben. He always makes the right runs, but he never gets to see the ball, man. Just invisible when it matters most. Let's find out what goes on with Donny, man. Let's see. Anthony, you're saying TikTok's addictive. I'm 39. Well, look at that. Daisy, you're making me feel better. Thank you very much. Bieber, what you're saying? What is the expected price tag range for the merch? They're going to be anywhere between 20 to 35, and that's based on what it is. It's going to be t-shirts, it's going to be sweatshirts, it's going to be hoodies, and then further down the line there'll be a little bit more of it. And of course, members, all of the members are going to be getting big discounts on it. And there's going to be a special code that's given out in the YouTube community tab to members only for the merch. That's going to be a perk of all of you being members of the gang. And you're saying, I grew up, mate. I remember being in, I think it was year 7. It was year 7 IT. And that was when you were still using like Ask Jeeves. Anyone else remember like a mobile? You used to get like 1 text a day for free online, 130 characters. And we were all sitting there using Ask Jeeves, and there was somebody came in and said, "You ever heard of this website called Google?" And I'm like, Google? What a crap name for a company. What a crap name for a website. Little did I know. And that was back in the day when MySpace was there. And what's his name? Was his name Matt? I can't remember his name. He was everyone's friend. But look, we're getting stuck into older conversations here. Look, let's move on to the next conversation point. It's the video I did yesterday, right? I did a video on Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong, the 21-year-old right back from Bayer Leverkusen, who Manchester United have been linked with quite a bit. No doubt Manchester United will continue to be linked with. I completely understand the links to Manchester United. I really, really do. There's just a ton of similarities to the profile of Jeremy Frimpong to Tyrell Malacia. And the fact that he's Dutch, well, that's a little bit of an extra bonus point. But he plays at Bayer Leverkusen. He's been having a good season. He has. He's had a couple of years. He went through like 60 appearances for City's youth teams, moved to Celtic, couple of seasons with Celtic, into Bayer Leverkusen now. And he's only 21. I understood the links. And Florian Plettenberg, who's kind of been leading the story here, saying, look, Manchester United's main priority is a right back in the transfer window. Frimpong is one of the candidates as reported. And moreover, United is looking for a talented striker, and the market in South America is very interesting. Now, a couple of things about that. I don't think that a right back should be our priority. I think a striker should be our priority, but we definitely need one. I'm telling you, take Diogo Dalot out of this team with an injury, which will happen at some point. He's not a Terminator. He is a human. At some point, he'll get a niggle. He'll get a muscle cramp. He'll get a knock. Dalot will be out for a couple of weeks, and it will change the shape of our team. He's been vital to it, and there is no alternative at the moment. So I understand that the right back is a concern, and that's why we're looking at players like Jeremy Frimpong, who we can reasonably expect to sign for somewhere in the region of 15 to 25, maybe 15 to 30 million. Leverkusen are 16th in the Bundesliga at the moment. Stephen, you're saying, not sure what your plan is, mate. Don't worry, that's all covered, all in the bag. Joshua, LimeWire, what about Napster? First song I ever downloaded was Shaggy, It Wasn't Me, and it took me 3 days. It may sound like an old person. It's like, kids these days don't understand it. It used to take a long-ass time. LimeWire, my God, that was back in the day when you used to have you had the little stack of orange CDs where you used to burn all your albums, burn your games. Good times. When's your next community event? More poker, Last Man Standing? I haven't sorted that yet. Last Man Standing was an option. It was Tom from MySpace. Forgot about that. I'm not sure what the next community event is, but trust me, I want to do one. I really, really want to do one. Bebo, jeez. Joe, you're saying not sure why my super chats aren't going through. I don't know. Nothing's popped up here, man. Otherwise, I would have read them out for you. Look at that. First song I downloaded was Blink 182. Blink Reunited. I've got a mate who's bought a few tickets. Nah, I'm not sure I could be asked to go and see Blink 182 now. But yeah, the idea that Man United are looking at the South American market for a striker, it's almost like Ralph Rangnick last January told the club to look at Julian Alvarez before he joined Man City. He was ignored. Alvarez joined Man City. Ralph Rangnick was sort of pushed out of the club. Maybe it's because Manchester United right now are we're riding on the back of a South American wave with Martinez and Casemiro and Antony sort of steering it. Hell yeah. I'm enjoying it, man. Get some more of that Latin personality in the club because they are fighters. That's what we've lacked at this club. We really, really have. We haven't had that spine for a long time. And Kunku's a good striker, yeah, but he's going Chelsea, so there's not really much point to have a conversation about him. My mate made a ton of... Geez, back in the day when you downloaded polyphonic ringtones, you used to have one. You used to buy a case for your phone. Good times. Good times. Look, I wanted to... This is a really good idea. A quiz night. I need to write that one down. Let me try and write that one down now, actually. Quiz night. Community event. Last man standing. Hey, I do listen sometimes. Quiz night will be good fun. I've actually got a quiz book up there. You can't see it. Quiz book. But yeah, look, let's have a quick conversation about Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been a player who I feel like I've had to defend unnecessarily so. I think there's been excessive criticism of Bruno Fernandes that I think is a bit unfair. And I want to show you why, because I think this stat really does show you why. This is from Opta, right? And what it's showing, let me scroll down there so you can see it before we get started. It's showing this. It's showing the number of involvements in open play shot ending sequences. So build up that has led to a shot at the end of it. Now, either that's through a shot directly or creating a chance. So the assist, the sort of the final pass to the shot, or in the actual build up to that shot being taken. Now, let's take a look at this list and let's see where Bruno Fernandes is compared to everyone else in the Premier League. Erling Haaland, 59. And look at that, man. That guy is just, he's on the end of it. Look at that. Leandro Trossard, really impressive. He's been very good for Brighton this season. 60 contributions. Same with Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Rodri, look at that. He's all about the build-up. He's all about the build-up. It goes to show the importance of a central defensive midfielder who can actually bring the ball forward. Son, impressive there with 64. Mohamed Salah, 65. Who's above him? Kevin De Bruyne there with 71. Where's Bruno Fernandes? I haven't seen him yet. Harry Kane, you're up there. Oh, there's Bruno Fernandes. Right at the very top. Now, of course, he's played just over 100 minutes more than Kevin De Bruyne. So in the context, that would probably be De Bruyne a little bit higher than that. But he's actually more than Harry Kane. Bruno Fernandes has contributed to more shots on goal than any other player so far this season in the Premier League. I know there is right to be frustrated about some things that he gets wrong. But to try and just slate his game simply because he's not scoring or not assisting, it kind of ignores what Bruno Fernandes does. And Erik ten Hag has never had a problem with him. He's playing really, really well. At some point, he'll get the goal and the assist. And then, boom, he went and scored that worldie against Spurs. And Ten Hag was like, well, I told you that was coming. I'm not surprised it was happening. Bruno Fernandes, quietly, has been pretty damn impressive for United this season. But there's still so much more left in the tank for him. We still haven't seen the absolute... He still hasn't reached those levels that we saw in the first, 6-8 months. But to try and say that Bruno Fernandes should be dropped, to try and say that Bruno Fernandes hasn't been important to United this season, I think really does him a disservice. And I think you're wrong. And I think this stat shows that, exactly that. If Bruno could stop falling around so much, looking for fouls, he'd be a much better player. I think that's kind of, that's part of his footballing upbringing. Coming from the Portuguese league, like the South Americans do it a little bit more as well. They do. It's part of it. They're far more astute to the professional side of the game than most. I think it's a cultural thing. Send me a little bit of a cultural thing. What we're saying down here. 1.5k watching. Make sure you drop a like in it. Well, that's the wrong one. Eddie, you got it down there. Erik sees himself. He said that, didn't he? And I thought that was really kind of telling. He said he saw a lot of his, Erik Ten Hag said he saw a lot of his own personality in Bruno Fernandes. That's why he's wearing the armband. And there's every chance he keeps that armband. But I tell you what, it's Sandro Martinez. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Theendron, you're saying, what do you think about Michael Edwards? Well, sir, it's almost like you read my mind. And it's almost like the next talking point I had lined up was Michael Edwards. We saw this story yesterday saying Manchester United are close to agreeing a deal with Michael Edwards and are willing to wait until next summer for him to join and head the recruitment team. And on paper, this is amazing. On paper, this is perfect for Manchester United. Michael Edwards, who of course was, if we're looking at all the things that Liverpool have done right, over the last, 6, 7, 8 years, recruitment has probably been the one thing they've absolutely crushed. And Michael Edwards was the man who led that. From Mohamed Salah, why do I keep saying his name wrong? From Salah to Virgil van Dijk, to Alisson, to Andy Robertson. I mean, it's frustrating how good they've been. So to hear that Manchester United are close to a deal, to bring him in would be outrageously good news. But who the hell had a footy insider? I said, look, let's wait a little bit. And then Melissa Reddy sort of released this yesterday. Melissa Reddy is, of course, chief writer for senior reporter for Sky Sports, saying, look, Chelsea approached Michael Edwards to be the CEO of football, but Manchester United links at this moment in time are being dismissed as fiction. Now, Michael Edwards is on a self-imposed sabbatical. He's taken a year away from football. He left Liverpool. He's just having a year spending time with his family. And after that year is done, he's going to say, right, okay, get back in the game. Apparently, I'm pronouncing it correctly. Look at that. Salah. There you go. I'll just call him Mo. It's easy to call him Mo. He'll be back in football next year, most likely. Now, Chelsea, they're going to do everything to try and sign him. I think they've just signed the technical director from Monaco, I think. But Todd Bowley is like basically trying to build a whole arsenal of people behind the scenes at Chelsea. At Manchester United, we don't know what position this person will hold because we've got John Murtough there. So we don't actually know whether or not we'll get Michael Edwards. I think it would have been a bit early to jump on this and say, look, we've agreed, we're breaking news, we've got a deal to... No, we don't. That's a little bit eager. Trust me, I want this to happen. And people were saying, oh, Sam, what about Van der Sar then? Michael Edwards and Van der Sar could definitely work together. Because Michael Edwards would effectively be, if you're looking at what Edwin van der Sar's had at Ajax, he was the CEO. He was never the man involved directly in transfers. That was Mark Overmars. That's kind of what Michael Edwards could and would be at Manchester United. So technically, in a dream world, in almost a fantasy land, probably is a fantasy land, you'd have Edwin van der Sar as your CEO type position, sort of overall chief director of football, and you'd have Michael Edwards as sort of like the head of recruitment, the head honcho deciding and helping and dealing with all of that. So that could, in theory, happen. But at this moment in time, we're being told that the idea that Man United are close to agreeing a deal for Michael Edwards is fantasy and fiction. So let's find out how that's why I said yes. I said, look, let's see how this continues to develop. We need someone like Michael Edwards desperately. In-house, we don't have the ability to attack the modern transfer market properly. We just don't. We get our pants pulled down because people know we'll overpay. The only way that changes is if we bring someone in, and we need expertise in that sense. What are you saying down here? Tyler, do you think the Glazers are trying to correct the problem from the bottom up so that they can sell United for a lot more? No, they're not that smart, man. That's far too long term. The Glazers, a few of the Glazers, was it Avram, Edward, and was it Joel? I think it might have been Joel. All of them are cashing out some of their shares. The ownership of the Glazers has dropped by 7 or 8% over the last 12 months. They're starting to cash out. They are thinking about it. If someone comes in with the right price, they will sell. They absolutely will sell. James Jennings saying that, sorry to be a downer, Sam, but competence and United don't go together, unfortunately. Look, James, I would have completely agreed with you with that comment wholeheartedly about 14, 16 months ago. But we're starting to make good decisions as a club. From Ralph Ragnick coming in, to Erik Ten Hag coming in, to the players we've signed. Yeah, we might have overpaid, but the players we've signed, we're starting to make more sense. We are. Inner Puma, your thoughts on Soloff, the striker for Real Sociedad? I mean, I think he was the one that scored their winner. Was that away at? I can't remember. But did he come in to replace Isaac? I think he might have done. Eddie, I don't want to take Manchester United down. Sod that. I would much rather stay on the outside looking in. Done it at Liverpool. Now he's ready to step up to the big time. That would piss. And I tell you, the only thing you need to know about whether Michael Edwards would be good or not, as soon as the news came out yesterday and you read it on Twitter, Liverpool fans were fuming at the idea of it. They're scared at the idea of it because he's a very good man at what he does. Let's move on. Johnny's saying, can you reach out to Laurie? Yeah, man, I'm going to try and do a podcast with Laurie Whitwell. I'm going to reach out to them, Kyle Anker as well. I think it'll be a good place. The podcast in itself, it's like its own type of content. Here we've had the live streams every day, and I have my more measured and researched videos that go out in the afternoon. On the podcast, it's more casual. It's kind of like sit back on the sofa. How are you doing? How's your father? Sort of conversation. That's what I want to do. But look, I'll wrap that up for today so I can get working on the Sheriff starting 11 video. That's going to go out just before lunch. And I want to reiterate, as I have the entire way through, man, this community is the absolute dogs. Thank you very much, everybody, for making it what it is. I can't wait to see what's next. If anybody's got any ideas for sort of interactive things that we should do together as a community, you let me know. My DMs are always open. And I'm going to leave you with this video one more time because there's so many things you can say about what Ten Hag has done this season, but he's restored this element, which is so crucial for a manager to be successful at Manchester United.
What about Erik? Is Erik going to work the oracle and turn the tide?
Erik. The new manager. Well, I hope he does well because the club needs someone to get in control, you know, and I hope he does well, yeah.
Eric's got that control back, and we've needed it. Let's see what goes on next. Hopefully it means Ronaldo's going to score a bang and a hat-trick on Thursday. I'll celebrate that. You'd celebrate that. We'd all celebrate that. But look, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much to everybody who gifted memberships, from Alex to Jim to Oliver to Stu. So many of you. I apologize if I've forgotten. But make sure you subscribe. If you are new, I'll see you soon. Take it easy.